What's popping, yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another Flash comic here, and this is Flash 764. So yeah, let's get into it. Barry, you're the only person I know who can get that look of being a million miles away, seconds before actually being a million miles away. Is everything okay? Yeah, sorry. I just thinking that after everything I went through with the trickster, I never want this ring to leave my finger again. I don't blame you. Must be nice having a ring you don't ever want to leave your finger. Oh, that reminds me. I have something for you. But don't get freaked out by the small box. They're just earbuds I thought you'd like. The sales clerk said you could listen to them whilst you run.
A horrific sight. Dr. Alchemy has escaped Iron Heights by turning the walls in his cell into molten lava. We don't know how much longer we can broadcast from this vantage point, as he is now converting the raindrops from the current storm.
Didn't have the heart to tell her there isn't a song short enough for you to enjoy before you get to where you going. Dr. Alchemy started out as a brilliant chemist and a colleague of mine named Albert Desmond, but once he obtained that Philosopher's Stone, he gained the power to alchemy transmutate elements to liking. This challenge is always separating him from the stone, which won't be easy this time, since he seems to have fastened it to some sort of ring. Alchemy always had the power to leave Iron Heights without drawing attention, but he didn't. He wants attention for a reason. My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. But I've got to think faster if I'm going to save lives. It's been a while since I've had to take on alchemy, but my strategy remains the same. Don't get the stone away from him. The longer I stay out of sight, the better. But I also need the help. What few guards are still standing?
That's funny. I don't recall bullets being able to suddenly change direction in midair, which means we're not alone.
Run a thing here.
All right, Flash.
It's a lucky shot, but the beam cuts me across the face, converting the material in my mask.
Want to guess what that is? It's mercury. A drops, don't you think? God of speed and all, but really, it's an element known for its toxicity nature, which eats away at the brain. 7th century milliners used mercury to help construct their hats. Sadly, it all made them go insane. Which is where we get the term Mad Hatter from. Don't you know that? Oh, I bet there's a lot I don't know. That you don't know.
I can vibrate my face to conceal my identity, but even with the rapid healing process, this hurts. I could use an eighth of a millisecond to recover, and luckily I get it.
Freeze, Alchemy.
Seriously? You people still don't understand my powers, do you? Very well, fire away. Your bullets will become the same noxious gas that will end your lives. This distraction gave me just enough time.
Shazam!
To take alchemy by surprise. Everyone, get down until I clear the air.
Nice try, Flash, but poisonous is 9/10 of the law. The other tenth is knowing how to use it.
Alchemy thinks he can slow me down by converting the prison's concrete floor into liquid, but I'm just as fast in the water. The problem is that the cops are at a disadvantage. The weight of their vest is pulling them down. I have little time to save them. My choice is simple, but it also means Alchemy gets away. Thank you, Flash. My pleasure.
What are you doing?
Alchemy wasn't wrong when he said I don't know how to use the stone, so I'm reading it up on it. But the information is so cryptic.
So I guess this means we're not going to the new exhibit at the Central City Expo Center tonight?
That depends.
On what?
On whether I'm as good at cryptology as I am a chemist. Even though the Philosopher's Stone dates back to ancient times, the first record illustration of it doesn't appear until the 17th century. And since that also coincided with the emergence of the Illuminati, I can't help but to think there might be more here than meets the eye.
Should you call Batman?
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I'm just saying he's a detective.
So, I'm a speedster. You think he calls me every time he needs something quick?
Sure. What, in fact, can I give you a grocery list?
Very funny. How do you remember You do remember I'm a member of the Justice League, right? Although it would be more nice having someone on my side. Ow. Considering the long line of crazed chemists the Philosopher's Stone has had on its side, Zosmos was one of the ancient Greece most noted alchemists and mystics. He believed that fallen angels taught mankind the art of meteorology, and that the Philosopher's Stone was the key to immortality, since it could abstract the souls of various elements. Particulus was a Renaissance prophet who thought the ultimate knowledge was found, not in books, but rather thought throughout the elements. And the Philosopher's Stone was a tool that could translate between them. The sorcerer Simon Magnus was the first to weaponize the stone. Realizing the potential for the power, Magnus cut a path of destruction through most of the medieval Europe and even in other dimensions. The list goes on, with madmen from every age obsessed with these desires. Leave it to Desmond to want more than immortality, knowledge, and power, and instead attempt something nearly impossible. He wants to absorb the power of the stone so he doesn't need the relic itself.
Can he do that?
I'm not sure, but if he's able to substitute himself for the rock, he'll become unstoppable. And that's something I can't let happen.
What are you going to do?
Well, as I'm suspected, this diagram isn't just for the symbol for the stone, it's the blueprint for how to create it. The fact that Desmond inherited the stone and has never actually made one buys me some time. So if I can decipher what needed before him, I could be able to cut him off at the pass.
Well, I'm glad to see you don't need Batman's help. Maybe he can go with me to see the Mental Men exhibit.
Sorry, sweetheart. The work of the will, Magnus' will, has to... Wait a minute. That's it. The Mental Men were created by the will, Magnus using something called responsometers. He turned elements like gold, lead, iron, platinum, and mercury into the elite crime-fighting team. If Will is related to this Simon Magnus, it would explain how he was able to use something related to the Philosopher's Stone to create his responsometers, not to mention his slight name change to distance himself from the famous sorcerer.
Is that what alchemy wants?
I'm not sure. Giving life to the elements isn't his plan. But if he were to reverse engineer the process, it could get close to his objective. And one of the responsometers is the centerpiece of the exhibit. That could also explain why alchemy has chosen now as a time to strike. Be careful, Barry. You weren't able to stop him before. What makes you think you can stop him now? Because now I know more about the stone. And this time isn't just the Flash coming for him. It's Barry Allen. Alchemy is one of my most dangerous foes, but seeing as he's an alchemist, he's a chemist like myself, I can't help but think I can outsmart him. In fact, it occurs to me that while alchemy has the power to transmute elements, his chemical reactions still need the precise formula to complete the process. So if I can disrupt even just one part of that equation, I might be able to prevent any alteration. No sign of Dr. Alchemy. Let's hope I'm wrong about my assumption, since the exhibit seems to be full capacity. The sudden blinding light confirms my suspicion. He's here for the responsometer. Let me make this transparent, Flash. I've turned the walls of this expo concenter into glass, so that even outsiders can see your demise. You sure it isn't just to show off your new ability to fly? Ha! If you know anything about chemistry, you know that by converting the elements in the air, I can easily create enough wind reaction to support my weight. But since you don't, let me just say, it makes for a wickedly lethal entrance. The glass shards are falling too fast to get each person out of harm's way. So I come up with my own chemical solution. Maybe it's the crack he made about me not knowing my chemistry, but I can't help but to smile at my choice to create a flow of air. That's exactly the temperature needed to melt the glass safely and still stop alchemy in its tracks. Sorry, Desmond, you're not getting the responsometer. This is a moment. Whatever he hopes to do to me has to be exact in order to create the proper chemical transmutation. But if I alter any part of the equation, it should fail, especially if I expose it to a high intensity level of electric heat. Goodbye, Flash. It worked. I've kept him from altering my composition. No time for a pat on the back. I still need to stick this guy behind bars, or something's wrong. What did you do? Can you feel that, Flash? That's the speed force leaving your body. And if you can feel that, you can feel this. Now let's be honest. We both know I can alter the air in the place and create a raging inferno that can stop you. To be helpless to stop. I'm not going to do that. Granted, it would be devastating and thousands of people would lose their lives. But then the fires would eventually die out. Whereas this image of you not able to catch me will be burned into their minds forever. And that's it. So the Flash has lost his speed. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. Have a nice day and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.